Well, hello guys. My name's Zero Motives. As you can see here from this wonderful tweet, I'm no longer a hardcore Iron Man. I won't go into the details of what happened, but let's just say that Auto Retaliate killed me whilst doing Major Arena 2, trying to get that magic damage upgrade, you know? Anyway, following that traumatic experience, I've had a few friends who've witnessed the speed of my account progression, who previously suggested that I recall my progress, and now that I've died in game, I've had a little quarter-life crisis and finally caved in and went on to buy a full PC rig, where I now have just about all the materials required to record my progress. So I guess this will be progress video 1 of the regular Iron Man. I hope you enjoy. Can I just say that this task was absolute dog shit, but on that note we are finished, so let's see what the next one is. I know that I did say in the intro clip that my account progression was pretty fast, so what I'll do at the moment, I'm going to of course talk to Hans and you can see the age of the account. At the moment this is 5 days after dying, so I have gained 12 total levels, but here we go. I will say during the 83 days since I created the account, there were 15 days that I was in hospital with no access, so let's just say it was 68 days where I've spent an average of just over 12 hours a day and been able to accumulate these stats. So again, after just mentioning about the 15 days with no access, you can see on my Crystal Math Lab charts the little gaps here where I had no access. So I've decided to do a quick overview of the bank so you guys can essentially see the sort of things I've achieved on the account so far. So you can see we've got 103 million bank value, and just got all our basic runes at the top and just easy to grab stuff such as food, whatever, like for instance magic short bow and arrows here for when I'm doing Hispori, teleport runes, all that good stuff, 4 dose potions, slayer equipment, blah blah blah. One of the worst things I must point out after getting the new PC was that RuneLite had actually done away with all of my tabs. So I've went and done my farming tab again and my gear tab, so that should be alright now. So there we go, let's see what I've got. Got the imbued Slayer helmet, my fire cape, the item that killed me unfortunately, the imbued magic cape, got holy sandals, armadillo boots, but other than that there's nothing particularly special gear wise. I need to hover over this just to show you, this is probably one of the rarest items to have on an Iron Man. This is 1 in 2500 from Skitizo, which is bizarre. I did get this on 2 kill count. I have had some pretty decent RNG on this account. We'll proceed to show you that in a moment. But further down, the rest of the tabs are an absolute shit show, but I can work with that personally. So in here I've just got stuff for birdhouse runs and my graceful, all that parts for farming runs. They should probably be down there, but again I can live with that. Over here I've got my Rex pet that I also got on 11 kill count. Nothing particularly interesting amongst here other than just not really that interesting, but in here there's some things I would like to show you guys. For instance, where is it? There are 17,800 seaweed. According to my calculations that should get me about 96 crafting, which that's fantastic. However, they are talking about adding the sandstorm spell, so I might hold off on doing anything post 85 crafting. Therefore I'm only going to be making the buckets for 85 rather than making 100,000 buckets for no reason and bringing out the spell. My cash stack 2.3 mil, from to add in things like alks from say steel plate bodies, 380 battle staffs, just things like this. I do think that I would be able to accumulate maybe around 8 million just from make steel plate bodies with this, mithril items, whatever. Got a clue tab here, load of rubbish. I tend to find things in here for getting alt. So a couple of corner drops, got the Hasta and 2 Mystic Dusk items, and in here just the Barrows items and some other shit. So I've done 100 chests and I've had 2 Aram's robe tops. I've had 3 Guffin skirts, the other one is in the first tab. Darok helmet, Verax helmet, an Aram staff, Carol's coif and Torak hammers. And I'm pretty sure everyone has a tab like this that they throw all the useless shit that they don't quite want to drop just yet, as they might use it at some point in the future. So there we go guys. I need to point out the convenience of having these tabs, just how useful they really are. It's for quickly grabbing everything for your essential farm runs. So compared to looking through the full bank, you know how much quicker this is. And there we have it, set for a farm run. So one thing I would like to talk about is my current goals on the account. At the moment, what I'm currently looking at, I do need 70 prayer. Of course I unlock piety, but along with that I'll be able to do Mauritania hard diaries and the Kandarin hard diaries. Mauritania is obviously great for the extra runes at Barrows, however more importantly for me at the moment is to unlock the Camelot Bank teleport with the Seer's hard diary. With doing that, it will prevent me from having to use Julian rings to fill my buckets of sand, as of course I do have the seaweed for well beyond a Fury, but I would like to get a Fury done respectively soon rather than continuing on doing Slayer with a Strength Amulet or an Amulet of Power because it's a brass neck, but I can live with it for the time being. I'm also wanting to do Dragon Slayer 2 and Monkey Madness fairly soon. I have got all the requirements, and it's just a case of actually getting around to doing the quest. I'm talking shit. I do actually miss one crafting level, I believe, at the moment for Monkey Madness 2. Wrong quest, there we are. 2 crafting levels, but that's all. I do have the supplies for it. This has definitely been one of the best Runescape updates in my personal opinion. The contracts are just absolutely fantastic. See, for herb seeds, I think Alcan even said it himself, where he believes it's actually worth bursting necreals nowadays, rather than having to do them in Slayer Tower for seeds. Like the Irit seeds and just other higher tier seeds are fantastic from your contracts here. Pretty sure a lot of you will know, but the best way to go about doing your contracts is actually with having pre-plants done. So at the moment you can see here I've just done a herb one and I'm leaving that blank so I can fill it in if I am to get another. But having pre-planted poison ivy, pre-planted cactus, watermelons, snapegrass, limbers, kind of useless unless I'm to get that downgraded into an easy. I also have pre-planted Celastris and dragon fruit down there, along with a redwood that is taking an eternity to grow. So we can see I can continue on and get my watermelons and chain contracts, and hopefully continue to chain further contracts after that one. I'll just show you now at the moment how many contracts I've done since release, which is 164. They're overpowered. So I did only just manage to chain 2 contracts there, and I'll just go over what I did get, just to show those who aren't aware the sort of things that you can get from literally checking the health or harvesting 2 plants. So from that I managed to get 7 Irit seeds, 2 Ranar seeds, a magic seed, 2 Avanto seeds, 3 papaya, watermelon, snapegrass and a spory seed. The rest are pretty much junk other than the wild bloods will come in handy for birdhouse runs. But there we go. I think next we'll be doing his spory if it's ready. Well, that's unfortunate. I thought it might have been ready as I do have the Chronos one planted at the moment, which speeds up cycles, but it doesn't appear to have worked here. I have already got the bottomless bucket, but it does of course give like 13,000 magic experience and decent seeds as well, so I'll be back to do that in a couple of hours. I did realise in the last clip I did say 13,000 magic experience instead of farming from his spory. However, I have just realised as well another goal that I currently have in mind. After I do of course hit 80 hunter, I'll be able to then use 5 box straps, and I'm considering then going to get my range to a substantially higher level. I'm thinking probably around 95. I am just after hitting 100 combat as well, which means I've got one of the biggest pains in the arse about doing the hard Western Provinces diary for the private Chin Hunter area. So I will be doing that soon, but I do need to get piety first in order to get the Bone Crusher from the hard tier of the Mauritania diaries. Of course, as you do probably know, all the hunter that I have currently got on account has been purely from birdhouses. I've not hunted one thing other than the odd roaming implant since I've started. So I would say do your birdhouse runs and do your seaweed, do your farm runs, it's essential. And this is why you do your birdhouse runs, other than of course the free XP and seeds. This is approximately 500,000 herblore XP in secondaries, once I do get to 81, which is going to be a couple of free levels. One thing that I have noticed from listening back to the clips is one thing I may be lacking at the moment may be enthusiasm when I'm talking. However, I do believe a big part of that is probably with me trying to speak correctly, given that I'm Scottish. It might be a bit more difficult for the average person to understand what I'm saying. But I do guess that will all kind of change the more I record with comfort and all that good stuff, you know. There we have the first Konar drop, going back to Slayer after doing my farm run. I have been messing about with my mic settings and I do believe it should be a lot clearer now, so only upwards from here. So there I've just finished the Greater Demon task. I'm going to go and get another one. Maybe being a bit lazy at the moment, but I am progressively getting 70 Slayer from Ensouled Heads and any dragon tasks. I do have worm bones in the bank that I do intend on using to get to 70 prayer. However, they've not actually done the update yet where they're buffing the XP. So as soon as I've done that, I will probably do the diaries afterwards. Just risking the graceful because it's not like I'm risking a hardcore status or anything, so here we go. Well, that fucking sucks. So we just finished the task of Black Dragons. May as well kill the big ones, it doesn't take particularly long, and you never know, you might get a visage, that'd be nice. But next task is Blue Dragons and Tablet Dungeon. That's excellent. If I'm to go and finish that, I should probably have enough bones, combining the 1 bones and Ensouled Heads to get me 70 prayer, and then we can stop Slayer for a bit and move on with the other goals. So I did actually see this on Reddit, and it's the best way to actually fill your compost bin. And if you basically do that, you'll continue digging as you fill the bucket, which is fantastic. So as I said earlier, I'll be coming back to fight a Spory, which I'm currently in the process of. So we'll see if we can get anything decent from this once it's dead. We get another couple of hits. Oh, there we are. I'd like to know if there is anything else that is like very worthwhile getting from this other than the bucket, which I've of course already got. But until they do actually release a drop log for this, I guess we'll never really know. Right, come on, what have we got? Let's see it. A new personal best. And what a pile of shite. So there I am, just doing my weekly Tales of Graphics, going straight into runecrafting at the end. Get distracted by commentating there. So we'll see how much XP that we do get. One thing I will say, what I will be doing, a lot of people might not be particularly impressed by, is using diary XP on runecrafting. I do feel that now with the contracts in the game, that it is a lot easier to level Herblore, and that it's not as much of a pain as getting 77 runecrafting. So when I do go ahead to do the diaries, I will be firing it all in there. It is just catching up with construction. However, I do need 65 for the Western Provinces diary that I'm about to do. So I guess we'll be chopping teeth soon. One of the things I have realised that I've mentioned a couple of times is about getting the Candor and Hard diary done in order to get the Camelot telly, in order to fill my buckets of sand. I've been that wired into being a hardcore Iron Man that I've actually forgotten that once I became regular, unfortunately, that I can just use the PvP world regular Camelot teleport spell. Though I will of course still be getting Piety and 70 prayer for other reasons, I guess, but I thought I'd just mention that. So there we have the dragon task done, and on to the next one. 6 wyverns, which that's obviously going to take 2 minutes. I might stop after hitting 100 tasks and getting the bonus, and any remaining bones that I need, I might just go ahead and kill green dragons for them, seeing I can safely journey my way through the wilderness. So I've finished the wyvern task and I am not doing that, so that will definitely be a cancel. And what will task 100 be? I can deal with that, so I'll be going to do my farm run at the moment before going to bed and continuing with that in the morning. One thing I would definitely recommend doing on your Iron Man, once you do get into the swing of things, is last thing you do before going to bed at night, do a farm run, and the same again as soon as you wake up. On average, as I have done the quest, I do now have access to the 8 patches. On average, given nothing dies, that alone is like over 140 herbs, which again, it adds up. One thing that has been very demotivating after dying on the hardcore, I do feel, is doing the tree runs. So I have been consistently continuing with just doing the herb runs, as like they're essential, they need to be done. But I do think after I do gather a load more tree seeds, I will get back to doing them and slowly progress towards 99 farming. So there I'm doing the last task of the video most likely, and we have managed to get our first dragon knife drop. Don't think it's going to be of much use to us, but there we have it. And there we have another Konar drop, which is not going to be any use to us for a very long time, but there we go. So every day for like the last 6 days since I've died, I've spoken to clan chat, I do tend to get this. It's a little bit frustrating, but oh well. So that's me finished the 100th task and got the nice bonus. I will be finishing Slayer for the time being at the moment, but we will go and see what the next task will be. Okay, so at the moment we are approximately 203,000 experience away from getting 70 prayer. I do believe I have it banked at the moment, so I will just kind of do the calculations here. So we need 203,000, let's see, looking at the bones, we've got 160 dragon bones and 439 one bones. I won't be using the one bones until they have done the buff on them, up to 50 experience, then given 175 on the altar. So for that it'll be 778 and multiply that by 175. So those alone will be giving me 136,000, and the dragon bones will do 320 times by 252. So with them alone, it's given us over 210,000 experience, so we do definitely have that banked. So once the update comes in Thursday, we'll definitely be doing 70 prayer then. So I think I'm going to wrap up the episode here. As my ideas for the episode were essentially just to be an introduction to myself and the account. Looking back after listening to my clips, I can see that there are some clear audio issues with the volume and maybe having music in the background. I don't know if that's maybe going to be frustrating to anyone. So I will be looking at essentially making that better for the next episode, along with recording at stupid hours like say 4 AM when I've got my mum sleeping in the other room. Trying not to have her coming in and put me in a meaty headlock. But with that in mind, that will be one of my main focuses for the next episode. I'd like to thank everyone who gives the video a watch on a pilot episode, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I'd kindly ask that if you did enjoy it, that you do give it a like, a comment, and a subscription. That would be nice. And if you didn't, then fuck it, give it a dislike and tell me I'm shit in the comments, do your thing. But thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Just before ending the video, I would like to ask if there are any of you out there who do end up watching this video, if any of you are particularly good with software that would be able to help me by making an intro and outro clip. If you could contact me in game, it would be very much appreciated. Thanks.